Hello, and welcome to today's deep dive. We are so glad you are here listening with us.
Yes, welcome. I'm very excited for our talk today.
Me too. So let's talk about our mission for today. We are looking at a short text about a really big conflict between the U.S., Israel, and Iran.
Right, and we're going to break it down slowly, step by step.
Exactly. We know it can be a hard topic, so we will use easy words. We want to make it very clear for you to understand.
Before we begin, we need to carefully explain something about our source today. The article we are reading uses some very strong, very angry words.
Yeah, it really does. Like, it calls some leaders cowardly, and at one point it even calls Israel an unhinged bully.
Right. So we want to be very clear with you. We are not taking sides.
No, not at all.
We do not agree or disagree with those angry words. We are just telling you exactly what the paper says, just so you can learn from it.
Exactly. Okay, let's unpack this. We are starting with a simple mystery. Think about this. If you make a very big, loud promise to do something, why would you suddenly change your mind?
That is the big question. Why did this huge military plan just suddenly stop at the last minute?
Right. It makes you wonder. So to understand why the plan changed, we must first look at how the conflict started.
Let's go back to the beginning. The text says the war started on February 28th.
And the U.S. and Israel had some really big goals, right? Like very big plans.
Oh, massive goals. First, they wanted to stop Iran's nuclear program.
Which means basically taking away their special uranium, the stuff they use to make dangerous material.
Exactly. And second, they wanted to stop them from giving money and weapons to other groups.
Right.
And third, they wanted to break their missiles.
So those are huge goals. And at first it seemed like it worked. Donald Trump actually said they won.
He did. He claimed that the U.S. and Israeli attacks completely destroyed Iran's defenses.
So like, we won, it's over. But then 25 days later, the source says Trump has a very different problem.
Right. A much smaller problem, but a very, very serious one. The Strait of Hormuz was closed.
Okay, let's explain that. The Strait of Hormuz. It is a very important water road for ships.
Yes, a very narrow water road, and it closed after the war started.
And when this water road closes, ships cannot move oil. So it is costing the whole world a lot of money.
A huge amount of money.
You know, it's like you plan to clean your whole house, but suddenly you are stuck. You are stuck because you cannot even open your front door.
I love that comparison. That's a great way to put it. What's really fascinating here is how the goals changed.
Yeah.
They went from very big goals, like stopping a whole nuclear program, to very simple goals. Just open a water road.
Just open the door.
Because the world is losing too much money.
Wow. Okay, so why is the front door closed? Why is this water road closed?
Well, because of a dangerous game. A game of hitting back and forth.
Action and reaction. The text lists exactly what happened, and we are going to walk you through it slowly so you can follow.
Right. First, the U.S. hit a place called Karg Island.
And then Iran didn't just sit there. They hit American bases right in the area.
Exactly. Then Israel hit a place called South Pars.
And Iran answered that too. But they hit energy places in 5 different locations.
Yes. They hit places in Qatar, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Israel.
Wait, 5 countries just to hit back.
Yes, and it keeps going. Then a nuclear place called Natanz was hit.
And again, Iran hit back. They targeted an Israeli town called Dimona, and that town also has nuclear places.
Right. It's a perfect match for the attack.
So what does this all mean? Like, does it mean if one side pushes, the other side just pushes back just as hard?
Yes, exactly. If we connect this to the bigger picture, you can see Iran did not run away from the threats.
No, they didn't.
They answered every single action with the reaction. They matched it. This is called counter-escalation.
Counter-escalation. Okay,
Yeah.
so if I push you, you push me back.
Right. You do not let the other person push you without doing something.
But this back and forth pushing, it led to a very tense moment. Someone had to hit the brakes.
Yes, it was getting too dangerous. So Trump gave Iran a 48-hour warning.
An ultimate.
Right. An ultimatum. He said, open the water road or we will attack your power plants.
And power plants are the places that make electricity for homes and cities. So open the road or we turn off your lights.
Exactly. A very scary warning. But, and this is important, 36 hours later, Trump postponed the attack.
He stopped it.
Yeah.
Before the time was even up.
He stopped the whole attack.
Why? Why would he make a big threat and then stop?
Because Tehran sent a warning back. They warned they would attack Gulf and Israeli energy places.
Oh, wow.
And they would attack American money interests around the world. So Trump made a U-turn.
A U-turn. He turned around and changed his plan completely. Here's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
It is like driving a car very, very fast. But suddenly, you see a giant wall in front of you.
Uh-huh.
So you hit the brakes,
Right.
and you turn around.
That is a perfect picture. The cost of the war was getting too high for everyone. If Trump attacked the power plants, the world would lose too much energy and money.
So they hit the brakes. But the water road is still closed, right?
Yes, the door is still locked.
So since the attack on the power plants was stopped, how do they open the water road now? The text says there are only two choices.
Only two ways out. Choice one is to fight on the ground.
Like with soldiers walking in?
Yes. Reports say thousands of U.S. Marines, the soldiers are already sent there.
Thousands of them. Wow. Okay, and what is the second choice?
Choice two is to talk, to make a deal. We call this diplomacy.
Diplomacy. Talking instead of fighting.
Right. And the source actually thinks Trump might want to talk.
Really? Even with the soldiers there?
Yes, because in the past, he made the rules about Iran's oil easier. He has made deals before.
But what does Iran say about talking?
Well, Iran says no talks are happening right now, but, and this is key, they might agree if they find something they both want.
Okay. So if they find a good reason to talk, they will.
But there is a catch, a big rule for the talks to work.
What's the catch?
The source says that for talks to work, Trump must stop Israel from attacking Iran and Lebanon.
Oh, I see. And this is where the source calls Israel an unhinged bully.
Yes, those are the writer's exact words. We are just reporting them.
Right, just telling you what the text says. But wait, let me think about this. I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
If you send thousands of soldiers, like those Marines, does that mean you really want to talk? Because to me, that sounds like you want to fight.
This raises an important question. It does look confusing.
Yeah, very confusing.
But sometimes showing that you are strong makes the other side want to talk to you more.
Really? How does that work?
Well, if you look very scary and very big, the other side might think, oh, I do not want to fight that army. I would rather just talk.
So you send the soldiers not to start a war, but to make the other side sit down in a chair and talk to you.
Exactly. You show your strength so you don't have to use it.
That is amazing. So we are near the end of our text. Let's look at what this all means.
The big summary is that the military way of solving this problem is not working well.
No, the bombs and the pushing just close the water road.
Right, so the source concludes that the safest way out for Trump is to make a deal, to stop the war.
Just talk and open the door. So why does this matter to you, the person listening to us right now?
It matters a lot. It shows how events in the world are tied together.
Yeah, a conflict far, far away can change everything. It can change the price of energy, the cost of food, and your money everywhere.
Everything is connected.
It really is. So we want to leave you with an easy but deep question to think about today.
Yes, think about this.
When two sides are very angry and they are pushing each other very hard, who has the courage to be the first person to put their hands down and say, let's talk?
That is a very brave thing to do. It takes a lot of courage to stop fighting first.
It really does. Because nobody wants to look weak, but somebody has to stop the pushing.
Exactly.
Well, to you listening, you did a great job following a very difficult topic today.
Yes, you did wonderfully.
We hope we made it easy and clear for you to understand. Thank you so much for joining us, and we invite you to keep learning with your next deep dive. Goodbye.
See you next time.